Hey there, Alex here. This message is for you if you've been curious about or are seeking non-dual awakening, or you feel you had an awakening experience, but it seemed to fade. In this video, these words are going to be pointing to awakening, and the pointing is very simple and very direct. So simple and direct that the mind might say, this isn't it. There must be more. I must have something else to do before I can be awake. This is because the mind is always looking for something else to do, right? It's always working in the past and the future and cannot see what's already here. The mind might say, I understand this intellectually, but what practice will get me there? But what technique will lead to realization? But what meditation will make this real? Notice how the mind generates an endless stream of buts and objections. Each but is the mind's attempt to maintain its position as the seeker, to preserve its existence as the one who needs to understand. Every but, every perceived need to understand more, every imagined requirement, these are all ways the mind postpones recognizing what's already here. But what if awakening isn't a future event? What if this, the appearance of these words, this aware presence as which they appear as, is already it? Then the mind's search becomes irrelevant, unnecessary, obsolete. The mind's function is perpetual motion, endless seeking, continuous postponement. It will generate an infinite stream of reasons why this simple truth can't be true, why awakening must be somewhere else, sometime else, something else. Here's the invitation. Let everything be exactly as it is, including the mind's resistance. Notice that you already are this wide open space of awareness that naturally lets everything be as it is just by its nature. It doesn't have to do anything to let these sights, sounds, thoughts, and feelings come and go with complete acceptance, completely no resistance. Simply be as you are, letting every thought arise freely, thoughts of not yet, thoughts of lost it, thoughts of but I need more, and see these thoughts appear in this awareness that you already are. You see, if we're talking about awakening to your true nature, then your true nature must already be true. It must already be what you already are. It must be completely immediate and completely unconditional, because your true nature is already you. So how can you be any distance from your true nature? How can it be a state in the future to be achieved? How can it be something that you are not already? It must be that the only thing appearing to obscure your true nature is the belief that you're not it, the belief that you're just a limited person, just the character in the mind story, just this body and mind, just a limited fragment of the universe, and that you are not already this consciousness, this infinite consciousness that's appearing right now and always. How could what's already true, require time and conditions? If you are infinite consciousness, how can anything else be than what's already present right now? This awakened aware presence that's giving life to everything. What could you ever do to be your true nature, considering you already are your true nature? It would be like a wave trying to become water when it's already water. The only thing you have to do is to stop believing you're the character in the mental story, that you're limited, separate, or a consciousness confined to this meat suit. But in reality, that's not something you do, it's something that stops happening. It's the end of taking yourself to be a separate, limited individual. And what's revealed is the presence of what already was. You are this boundless, infinite space of awareness that's appearing as everything. So here's the paradox of awakening. Ultimately, there is no how, because there's no distance to travel, no state to achieve, no ego to try and get rid of, no special knowledge to be obtained. These words, these messages, these pointers, they're like signposts pointing to what you already are and what already is. When we are simply aware of being, we are aware of our true nature. And there is a practice that seems to lead us to the clarity of awakening. Whenever you remember, simply be aware of being. Do this time and time again until all the times get longer and seem to join together and you're established as awake awareness. But the paradox is that you already are this awake awareness. So the practice isn't to take you to some future state, but a way of pointing you again and again to what's already here until you completely relax into it. The paradox is, we eventually realize that there was no separate individual who was practicing, no one to get to or keep coming back to awareness. That is an appearance of this awareness, and we already are this awareness. Everything in the apparent world has its methods, its processes, healing old emotions, traumas, manifesting success in business, creating harmonious relationships. These all unfold in time. The world of experience operates through apparent cause and effect. This leads to that. This action leads to that result. But your true nature is causeless. It wasn't born and it can't die. It has no beginning, no end. It's this ever-present awareness which all apparent causes and effects appear as. It's completely immediate and unconditional because you're already it. But awakening to your true nature and realizing there's nothing to do to realize who you are doesn't mean that you never do anything again. You may still plan, create things in life, and pursue great achievements. However, it's no longer being done under the belief of you as a separate limited individual who needs these things for your peace, freedom, or fulfillment. You remember that you already are this peace, freedom, and fulfillment to begin with. And so you do these things as a celebration of that truth. It's no longer being done with this perpetual sense of dissatisfaction and that you need to do more or be more to be whole and complete. You are free to allow the uncomfortable emotions to resolve in the safety of who you really are. You are free to create and embody this truth in the recognition of your inherent wholeness and completeness. In fact, you see that these things just happen. You are drawn by intuition to the right healing modalities, to the right guides and messages, to the expansive resources that assist you on your manifestation journey. And at the same time, you realize it's all just a dream of consciousness, infinite consciousness, and that it's all just apparently happening without a separate doer doing it. You remember that you are safe because you are the imperturbable consciousness that this whole dream appears as, and ultimately, you can dream any dream. You are not something in awareness, you are this awareness itself, appearing as everything. The seer and the seen are one. The idea of being a separate person is merely a collection of thoughts, sensations, and memories, mental images floating in this space of awareness that you are. Prior to every thought, beneath every concept, behind every sensation, there is this conscious presence awake to itself. This is what all seeking has unknowingly been looking for. What could be added to what's already complete? What practice could improve what's already perfect? And yet, everything already being perfect and complete doesn't mean that you don't take any action or bypass uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. It's that action is taken as a spontaneous happening of awareness, not to try to achieve completeness, but as a celebration of your completeness. It doesn't mean that you instantly don't have any uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. It's that you remain aware of yourself as this space of awareness that they all appear within, unharmed by them and existentially safe. And in that remaining aware of yourself as this, and resting as this awareness, the thoughts and feelings begin to resolve, and the clouds begin to clear. There may still be engagement with conscious, intelligent approaches to facilitate the healing of trauma or old stuck emotions. You may play with imagination and visualization, lovingly imagining others receiving your beautiful gifts in exchange for fair value, allowing these dreams and visions to manifest in apparent external reality. You may still lovingly imagine a beautiful, harmonious relationship that authentically represents your love. But you realize that none of these things will make you happy, whole, complete, or fulfilled. Instead, they're an expression of your true nature. You already are this peace, undisturbed by the content of experience. And as you rest as this unconditional peace and safety, you can begin to allow the resolution of uncomfortable thoughts and feelings that seem to obscure it. However, they never truly obscure it because they're only ever your true nature appearing as thoughts and feelings. However, in the resting in the truth of who you are, the unconditional qualities of your true nature, peace, love, infinite creative potential, are gradually expressed in your body, mind, and external world in the form of peaceful and loving feelings and the boundless expression of your infinite creative potential. So, how to awaken to your true nature? Remember that you're already it, and it's already this. This, at first, to the mind, might seem insignificant. It might seem like nothing. But have you ever trusted this for long enough to know its fruits, to know its truth? Have you ever fully surrendered the belief in personal identity and simply rested as this awake, aware presence for long enough to see its universal and ever-increasing benefit? So the invitation is to be aware of yourself as this awakened, aware presence that's present right now. If there's ever thoughts of fear, personal stories, or doubts, simply zoom out from the thinking and rest perceptually open as this wide open space of awareness as which everything appears. Rest perceptually open as this awake, aware presence. Remain open and curious to its qualities and its nature. Find out for yourself what it's really like, what it really is to be infinite consciousness. Find out for yourself, has any thought, feeling, or experience ever disturbed the real you, awareness? Are you really that character in the often dissatisfied, sad, or painful story in the thinking? Or are you this peaceful, still, unharmed, and existentially safe awareness that gives rise to the whole appearance? What happens with the emotional body as you rest naturally as this open awareness? Watch as the emotions are allowed to come to full fruition and resolve instead of becoming stuck. How does the apparent external reality appear when you rest in the knowledge of yourself as this dreaming consciousness? Watch as the synchronicities and serendipities unfold. You see, awakening is the immediate and unconditional recognition of who you really are. Embodiment is the integration of this truth over time into the body and mind and the apparent external world in the way you think, feel, and act. So to support you in this recognition of who we really are and have it integrate into our lived experience, I've created the Awaken Embodied community. And on this platform, you get deep guidance and support with awakening and embodiment. You get direct access to me, including weekly live group calls where you can ask all your questions about awakening and embodiment. And you get to connect with other like minds interested in these topics and living this truth. And I've done my best to create something that helps us feel like we're not alone on this apparent journey, and a resource to get all your doubts and questions answered so you can deeply awaken and embody the truth of who you are. A link with more details is in the video description below, and if you're interested and it's for you, I can't wait to see you there. And once again, click the link in the description to find out more. I hope this video helped. See you in the next one. Peace.